I'm just securing my ongoing experiments. And securing myself. Mind the mess. I haven't had a visitor since... in fact, I've never had a visitor.
Oh, thank the law. Your skin hasn't spontaneously changed color. Potential side effect of the revival process. Right. Welcome to my little habitation, such as it is. I've got caffeinoids, cysty bits, so welcome. Make yourself at home. My secret hideout... Oh, balderdash! You hadn't yet recovered your faculties of speech. What was I to do? Dear so-and-so, would you... Still, I admit I may have been a touch hasty, even thoughtless. I do apologize. Not at all, my intrepid accomplice. I should thank you for tolerating my somewhat... I only regret that I couldn't save more of your fellow settlers, what with being hunted by the board, and emptying my supply of necessary chemicals. Of course. What's on your mind? Oh, it's not you. I do experiments in that room. Some of them get quite scientific. The unexpected is to be treasured, but from a safe distance. Regardless, it's quite comfortable in here, you know. I have my beans, have my caffeinoids, plenty of toilet paper. No, and I've been trying very hard to avoid making eye.
Nice to meet you, Dr. Wells. I'm Parvati Holcomb.
Wait, not another word. I don't want to know your name. I don't want to know who you are. Let's just enjoy our plausible deniability while it lasts, shall we? Why don't you just invite the entire colony to my secret, carefully concealed laboratory? It isn't as if I... Oh, very well. I can be a little cantankerous when I haven't had my caffeine. For what it's worth, I am pleased that you're a talented scientist after all. Our kind has always... That's odd. I'm at least 65% certain my tone was sufficiently sincere. Perhaps the glass is distorted. What's on your mind? Aha! I see you found my portable molecular compression device, better known as a shrink ray. Find a target, point, shoot. Your target will shrink down into a manageable size, where upon you may commence beating them to a pulp. Feel free to try it on a marauder sometime.
Advance, Mark!
Reviving you from hibernation was my greatest accomplishment. Your odds of survival were a mere 28%. Ah. Your old hibernation mask. Had to remove it, you know, in case you were prone to vomit. human test subjects. Also surprisingly nutritious. Careful, that's my communications terminal. I hope they might... What's on your... Oh, goodness, no. I wouldn't survive 10 seconds in the blackness of the aether. Well, no, I imagine I'd last at least... I enjoyed the occasional aether wave drama in my youth. To answer your question, I'd rather stay right here in my lab. Because we've lost our way, the board has a stranglehold over this colony. The Hope is full of specialists, scientists, engineers, talented individuals like you. Unfortunately, the Hope's colonists have been frozen for decades, well past your shelf life, so to speak. No offense. I live in a glass box with my experiments. Do I look like I care about... 10 years. That's how long the average human can remain in hibernation. You were frozen. But the conventional theory... We'll do our very best. I'd best get back to...
Yeah, so this is my hidey spot now. I was looking for a place that was quiet. I figured the kitchen would be louder than the hold, so here I am. Cozy-like, ain't it? That's in pretty good shape considering how hard Mr. Hawthorne ran it. It's a Yakita LHA 120. The Block 2 design scooshed in extra cargo space but didn't change the stock engines. Probably a touch underpowered.
Accurate in all particulars. I conclude you are Edgewater's board-certified mechanic.
So you're gonna call her it, not she?
Though my voice is currently pitched to suggest female, I possess no gender. Any pronoun preferred by the user is acceptable.
Hello! I am not a board-certified mechanic, but my dad was. He taught me all...
Speech recognition is one of the many skills I have been programmed to simulate.
You're not simulating it, you're doing it! I asked a question and you...
I am gratified you consider this facsimile convincing.
I don't see any holes in the hull. I'll take a good squint at her, make sure... You can do that, you know. My dad taught me how to make grilled cheese sandwiches with... Mostly, yeah. I lived in the maintenance office near all my life. He meant funny. It's not normal for anyone to do as their parents. You take a vocational test. When I tested out for maintenance, everyone figured it was on account of my dad. They were real unhappy with us. Well, I'm good at making things work the way they ought. Not so much. There's times I'm working deep in the guts of a loader, getting it all running perfect. Then I look up to see it's tomorrow, and I've blown another deadline. Anyhow, Yep, nothing much had changed. Everything was a little grayer. I noticed straight away that he was moving slower. And stiffer. He made a little grunt when I squeezed. About a year. I tried to do more of the work, so he could rest. Dad never said that he loved me, you know? I knew on account of him showing it. How he'd stay up late to help with my projects, or listen to my fretting. Oh gosh, look at the time! I could probably... Sometimes... What? You want me to leave? Captain, you can't mean it! Oh, that's a relief. Sometimes I can hear Vickers.
I so enjoy watching you sleep for hours on end, Captain. It's quite entertaining the way you drool and whimper.
As always, What are we Of course. Are you ready to break into security? If I can exit, that'll give us... I'll comb the last 6... Before I transferred to Edgewater, I meditated, led sermons.
Welcome back, Captain. How can I be... Take care. Welcome back. How... Mm-hmm. We've arrived at the groundbreaker.
Got a sec? Hey, Captain. I heard that Groundbreaker's got a real good engineer. A lady named Junlei Tennyson? If I had to fix a station this big, I'd be spending all my time trying to figure out what needs doing now and what can wait. I was thinking that maybe I ought to meet her. I don't got much experience. Thanks, Captain. Did you want to talk?
Just checking your ship's manifest. Standard procedure. Welcome to
Captain. Hey, Captain. I'm in space. I never thought I'd be able to say that. Yeah, huh?
By What are we
That's not the point. This halfway just knocked out one of my workers.
Yeah, with a tossball stick. I heard you the first time. There weren't any witnesses.
No witnesses? He's not even denying it.
Jackass had it coming.
Shut it, Felix. You're not making this any better.
You get cute with me again, you little Back Bay brat, I will toss you out an airlock.
This is the Groundbreaker, not Byzantium. You ain't the law here. I am. Now move along.
I don't have time for this. Need a drink.
Going for a stroll around the docking? Sure was. Got a knack for upsetting the board and the Mardettes all at once. Between you and me, I was hoping they'd come to fist. I had this foreman, right? Guy never liked me, always trying to get a rise out of me. But I keep my chin up, right? Be the bigger man, I tell myself. He's a Spacer's chosen man, though. So when the Chosen beat my Rangers the other night, my foreman comes swaggering up with his head full of boasting. That's when I broadsided him with a tossball stick. Yeah. Look, this was a long time coming. Well, enjoy my freedom. Hey. Captain of the Unreliable. You're like something out of a serial drama. Hey, I don't want to talk your ears off, guessing you got places to be. Oh, not at all. Just, you know, gonna see you around, boss.
Just arrived? Head over to customs. Blur needs to process you.
Customs and inspection, right this way! Identification, please. Captain Hawthorne, you said. Let me apologize in advance. I'm about to ruin your day. According to your ship's record, you've been flagged by the board. Your ship will be impounded until such a time as they...
But we've hardly been out of Edgewater long enough to get in trouble.
Well, isn't this wonderful? The captain's done something to get on the board.
Now, hold on. This isn't the end of the world. Probably. You'll want to take it up with Udom Bedford, our board representative. His office is located along the starboard wall of the promenade. Shines like a Byzantium commode. Access to that information is above my pay grade, and I've turned down 3 promotions, so it stays that way. I shouldn't be mentioning it, but what the hell? This here, impounding your ship, it doesn't happen much. The board knows we don't take kindly to their interfering in our operation. If I had to take a guess as to why, you must have... You take the starch out of them, well, you won't hear any complaints from me. Oh, and if you're headed that way, would you mind doing me... Wanda Dorset over in sickbay? Tell her the shipment's not in yet. It's not coming in anytime soon. Much appreciated. Is there anything else I can help? The fence. You'll find her in the rest and go. Make sure you... Most places are on the promenade. I got a preference for the lost... You need anything else? Maybe. Most of the shipping traffic in the system passes through Groundbreaker. Every 2 biggest operations are the... Most of those jobs... Commandant Sanita might have a couple of folks she needs killed. Bad folks. Chief Junlei might have an...
No kidding? I'd love to get a look at this old girl's innards.
If you're thinking to make a career here, full-time jobs on Groundbreaker tend to be inherited, or go to a fellow crew member's kid. Keep it in the family, you know. Are you pulling my leg? Goes like this. Back on Earth, before the crossing, the powers that be were selling off stakes in distant star systems they thought had... A bunch of companies decided to throw in together and form the Halcyon Holdings Corporation, then buy up the rights to this here colony. That group's what we now call the Board. Yep, Groundbreaker's the only real independent port. Aside from us, there's just tramp freighters, and seems like every year the Board's offices get bigger and their ships take up more of the landing base. Haven't seen... Groundbreaker was one of the original colony vessels to come over on the crossing. A few years before, once everybody'd been de-thawed and dropped dirt side, the original crew of the Groundbreaker decided they rather like... I guess that was the... Sitting around drinking whiskey and smoking cigars, yeah, probably. Can't say for sure, of course. Doubt. Glad to help. Relative to the Board holdings? Not really. But there's a few with the... They aren't rich, but they aren't like... They strip the parts from derelict ships and abandoned outposts. There's some that say they make the derelicts and encourage folks to abandon their... Sublight gives me the creeps. I've known folks who went to work for them and just vanished. They're on the promenade run by a woman named Lilia Hagen. I'm only telling... All right. He's friendly enough unless you speak ill of the Board. Get the sense he doesn't care for ground... Not that he would, being a... Really likes his cereals, too. Maybe a little too much.
Don't see what's so wrong about liking cereals.
Udom takes it to an, You noticed, huh? What can I say? We're passionate folks. All their interstellar freighters come through us. And folks around here will bluster that the... You sure you didn't just step off one of the... There's no working with the board. They don't... Groundbreaker co-op... It's a delicate balance, right? They got a salt crew. We push them too hard, maybe they just...
The board wouldn't do that.
The board is necessary to provide order to the colony. They believe it's their prerogative to overrun you. But whether you...
It's a tough line to walk, no... Sure thing. Be seeing you.
Unless you're here to file an incident report or to inquire about the bounty posting, I must kindly ask you to clear out. Last tip we got pointed toward the back bay. You and about 6 other enterprising mavericks. It's only a matter... I do hope... Still waiting to... Do I look like you're gossip? Now let's not start a fuss. We're the security force here. The original force was made up of a Marine detachment from the 77th Marine. Folks started calling us Mardettes because it was easier to say. Guess. The outlaw scientist fella, right. If you have an inkling... To the board, yeah. You've read his wanted poster. But he's never done nothing to Groundbreaker, so I've no problem with him.
This is it. Security. I can check the departures registry to find out which crew the Scholar shipped in and out with.
Coming from Monarch.
Here we go. No one lives on Monarch. It's a wasteland. You were hearing things.
No, seriously. There was a lot of static at first, but then...
I saw that! What do you think you're doing? Keep your hands to yourself.